So then, with the World Grand Prix starting on Monday, I thought I would do my round 1 predictions and sort of react to the draw then. This is the draw bracket you can see on screen. I'm going to go through every single game, give my thoughts on it, and give an early round 1 prediction. Of course, the World Grand Prix is double in, double out. Set format, so start the leg, you've got to hit a double, and obviously end the leg double. And the first round is best of 3 sets to first to 2 in round 1. And let's get on with it then. So the first game is the number 1 seed, number 1 in the world, Luke Humphries, taking on Stephen Bunting. I think Bunting will give him a game, but I do think Humphries will get this one 2-1. I'd like to think that the world number 1 would have too much for Stephen Bunting, but Bunting is a player that could easily beat Luke Humphries. Raymond van Barneveld versus Ricardo Pietrezco. I'm going to fancy Ricardo in this one. Barney, yes, he's not the player that he once was, and I do think Ricardo Pietrezco is a player on the rise, on the up, and I think that Ricardo gets the job done. The third game then is the 8th seed Johnny Clayton taking on Richie Edhouse. Now my Welsh bias and my Wales bias is going to take a slight indication into this match, and I'm going to go Johnny Clayton 2, Richie Edhouse 1. But again, Richie Edhouse is a very good player and could easily cause an upset. The next game then is Jan van Veen against Ross Smith. I'm going to go Ross Smith. I think Ross Smith is the type of player that can win this game. And again, I'm going to go 2-1. I think a lot of these games are going to be 2-1. It's so competitive at the moment in the world of darts. And I'm going to go Ross Smith to beat Jan van Veen 2-1. The next game then, Rob Cross against Luke Littler. The one player you don't want to draw as a 16 seeded player. And obviously that's what's happened in this, or as a 8th seed in it, because only 8 are the seeded players, but you know what I mean, 8 of the 16 players on the order of merit. And yeah, I don't know which way this is going to go, but I do think that it's going to be tight again. I'm going to go Littler. I'm going to go 2-1 Luke Littler. I think he does get the job done over Rob Cross. We saw in the World Championship semi-final between these two, the doubling of Littler is insane. Brendan Dolan, Martin Schindler, again, another good game. I'm going to go Dolan 2-1. He obviously is the history maker for this competition, the first ever 9-darter for double in, double out. I think Brendan Dolan gets the job done. Nathan Aspinall, Ryan Searle. Now, I don't know where Nathan Aspinall's head is right now and where his injury is at and what his fitness is looking like. But I do think that if Aspinall's fully fit, he wins this one. But I'm not too sure on the fitness, so I'm going to go Ryan Searle. I'm going to go Nathan Aspinall 1, Ryan Searle 2. He had a good weekend at the latest Euro Tour as well, Ryan Searle. So I'm going to go Searle in this one. And then the last game, of this left side of the draw is Josh Rock against Ryan Joyce. And I'm going to go for the first 2-0. I think it's going to be Josh Rock 2, Ryan Joyce 0. Again, Ryan Joyce is a player who could win this match, but Josh Rock is in a very good place right now. Moving on to the second side then, and what a bloody game that is. Michael Smith, the number 2 seed, takes on Gary Anderson. I'm gonna go for a shock. I'm gonna go for another shock and another seed to drop. I'm gonna go Michael Smith 1, Gary Anderson 2. I really like where Gary is right now, and the back end of the year is where Gary Anderson shines in the PDC tournaments. You know, he normally shines towards the back end of the year. I'm gonna go 2-1 Gary Anderson. The next game then, Mike Dedeker taking on Damon Heta. Again, this I think is going to be a probably out of the lot, one of the worst games, just because I think Dedeker's B game is so far off his A game, and Damon Heta could just absolutely blitz it, and I am going to go for another 2-0 win. I'm going to go Mike Dedeker 0, Damon Heta 2. Gerwin Price, number 70, takes on Danny Noppert. Now, again, very interesting game. Gerwin Price has openly said that he's not too far away from quitting the sport. Danny Noppert is trying to get back that form that he had. I think he got to the semi-finals of this at one point, didn't he? I'm gonna go Price 2-1. I think the history in this tournament gets Gezi Price over the line. The next game then is Peter Wright taking on James Wade, and whether it's a shock or not, I am going to go for James Wade to win this one 2-1. I don't really think it's a shock in terms of the player winning. I think it's more of a shock of where Peter Wright's game is right now and where You know, his just lack of performances are coming, and James Wade is hitting form at the right time of the year, and I think he wins it 2-1. The next game is the number 3 seed, Michael Van Gerwen, taking on Daryl Gurney. Now, Daryl Gurney is a decent player, but I'm going to go Michael Van Gerwen to win this one 2-1. Michael, you know, again, another player who knows the back end of the year is the most crucial year in the dating calendar to pick up those ranking money and those ranking points and the big titles at the end of the year. So I'm going to go Van Gerwen 2-0. Chris Dobie, Joe Cullen, again, is an interesting one. Joe Cullen has been miles off it as of recent times. And I think Chris Dobie will seize the opportunity. They are good friends as well, so that may pay some sort of dividends on the game up there on the stage. But I'm going to go Chris Dobie 2, Joe Cullen 0. I feel for Joe because things just ain't going right at the moment for him, but I am going to go 2-0 Dobie. And the penultimate game is the number 6 seed, Dave Chisnell, taking on Cameron Menzies. Again, Dave Chisnell's been brilliant this year, hence why he's the number 6 seed for this tournament. He's had an exceptional year on the Pro Tour and Euro Tour, and I'm going to go for a Dave Chisnell 2-0 win. Dave Chisnell 2, Cameron Menzies 0. And then the final game of round 1 is Luke Woodhouse taking on Dimitri Van den Berg, and I'm going to go with another quote-unquote shock. I'm going to go Luke Woodhouse 2, Dimitri Van den Berg 1. Dimitri is so hot and cold, you know, he can have an incredible 2-3 months and then just totally fall off a cliff and then come back to the insane form. So, you know, that is my reasoning with that. And Luke Woodhouse is a very steady player. Let me know your predictions for round 1, of the 2024 Boyle Sports World Grand Prix. I will be bringing you guys coverage throughout the Grand Prix and towards the back end of the dating year now, as this is the most crucial part. The most intense games, the most intense tournaments are very much upon us. Please make sure to like, follow, as always. If you're watching on TikTok, share the video as well. Make sure you're subscribing and liking on YouTube, and I'll speak to you guys for a video soon, probably recapping day 1 of the Grand Prix. Thanks for watching yet again.